Yeah, we are going live. Wave your hand, wave your hand, wave your hand. We're going live, and I'm so grateful to have all of you here today. And with and for that, I just am grateful because, like I said before, okay, thank you all for that, and we are live. And I just want to say thank you all again for giving me this opportunity, Unity and Service, to serve you all. And I'm just looking forward to it. Okay, because we finna rock this platform. How about that?
Yeah.
And the first thing I would like to do for our viewers today is we're going to introduce ourselves. And ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are watching, I am Dr. Patricia Rogers, visibility strategist, and I am the CEO of Unity and Service, where people need people. And I have the pleasure today of interviewing a few of the authors of this recent upcoming book, or I'm sorry, the recent release. Let me get that right. Recent release. And the name of this book is Activate Your Faith, Generational Turnarounds. And when I read that, I'm like, whoa, that was every bit of representation of the author herself, which is none other than Judy Ambrose. And then as I read on through some of the chapters, I'm like, okay, this is very fitting. So I want to say kudos to y'all. Wave your hands in the air like you just don't care. Kudos to y'all. Y'all did it. Y'all took it to the mountain. So Miss Judy, would you please start off by introducing yourself and what inspired you to write this book?
Well, I am Judy Ambrose James, and oh my God. After I had a massive stroke, Dr. Patricia, I had to put it all in God's hands. And the thing that he most of all, he said, activate your faith. And from that, I hit the ground running. And yes, I looked for those people, and here they are, my tribe.
Awesome. And I want to congratulate you on that because I think that's when we first met and you were recovering and you shared that with me about that activate your faith. I remember that very well. And again, kudos to you for bringing these authors together. And because you're the author, I had to ask that question to open up with. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And next, we're going to ask for all of you to introduce yourself. And I'll just start with Paula, your full name, and what chapter did you write?
Hello, and thank you for having us. My name is Paula Denoncourt, author of the book. My chapter is titled, But God, I Am Still Here. And there's another chapter as well, Who Would Have Thought? So those are my chapters, and thank you again for having us. Excited to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Miss Joliean Fields, could you tell our listening audience your chapters and your full name first?
Okay, my name is Joliean Monnic Fields, and my chapter is 11 and 12, and I talk about walking by faith and not by sight, as well as talking about how I impact and help to turn around a generation of children that I work with.
Okay, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Don't give them too much right now. All I want is your name and that title because we're going to get to that good stuff. That's the meat. That's the meat. Okay, what about Tiffany? Your full name and your title of the chapter that you wrote.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Rogers, for having us. Thank you, viewers, for watching. I am Tiffany Henderson-Brown, and I wrote the chapter, All Hope Is Not Lost, following the chapter after it. So those are my two chapters.
Awesome. Awesome. Come on, come on. Give us some energy. Wave your hand in there like you don't care. Okay, next we're going to have Natasha.
Hello, everyone. My name is Natasha Giddings, and I wrote the chapter I Am Chosen and Generational Turnaround.
Awesome. Come on, come on. Give us some energy. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Awesome. Next, we're going to have Pastor Darlene and you're gonna speak.
He's gonna
You're gonna
speak.
represent.
Kevin.
You're gonna represent you and your better half. Okay, so go ahead, and we're gonna hear from Pastor Kevin Thorne.
Okay.
Take it away.
All right, miraculous recovery.
My title is Miraculous Recovery and Walking in Purpose.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Walking in purpose. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. And lastly, we're going to have Pastor Darlene, the better half, if she can go and let everybody know what your name is as well as your chapters. You're on mute.
My chapter is along with Pastor Kevin, where we wrote together
Okay.
a miraculous recovery. I helped him write that chapter. So good
That's
to
a
be
bonus. That's a bonus. That's a bonus. And I think I've shared in your journey. I know I have shared in your journey as well. And I've seen what God can do. That's a bonus. That's a bonus. That's a bonus. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so glad that you are here. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask you a couple of questions, a few questions about your chapters, so that you can feed our listening audience and let them know what they're going to be investing in when they invest in this book. And I'm so glad that I did. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So first of all, we're going to start with the author, Judy Ambrose. My question to you is, see, let me say this. I know y'all fool. I know y'all busted at the seam. But guess what? We can't tell them everything. So we're going to keep these comments under 3 minutes. Okay? And make them buy this book, because they really need, if they want a spiritual uplift from some of the stories that's in this book, they will get everything they need. But it's all about making a small investment into ourselves. So, Dr. Judy, what gave you the idea? Oh, well, I've already asked you that. What gave you the idea? Let me go back to that. I want to go back to that because I know you didn't finish, and I want them to hear that. So what did give you the idea to open this door? That's my question, of opportunity for these fabulous authors. And now you can proceed with your story. How about that?
But Dr. Patricia, after I had that massive stroke, I thought I was at the end. I thought that was it. And then COVID came, and 250 people died, 250,000. And I asked God, what can I do? Didn't say nothing right away, but when he did, he said, activate your faith. And I said, I have faith. And he told me to activate the faith of the masses. I'm in the wheelchair. My speech is a work in progress. That's when I met you. But I wasn't going to be by myself. And he made sure that he sent at each junction that I stopped at, he had someone waiting, an overcomer waiting to help me wherever I was short. They had the skill. And by the time I got to 7, the number of completion, 5 loaves and 2 fish is what he told me to look for. And the last fish was Pastor Kevin. That's how it all got started.
Awesome. That's a testimony. That's a testimony. And it pays to listen to the voice of the Lord. And I just love that. I love that. And I want everybody to know, before we go to our next speaker, that crisis, I heard you say something about that pandemic. Crisis open doors of opportunity. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And our next question is going to go to Joliean. Miss Joliean Fields.
Yes.
I know you said one of the titles of your books is Volunteering at Risk Youth. Volunteering at Risk Youth. I want to make it plain. You had an unexpected tragedy, is what struck me in that book. You had an unexpected tragedy. And I want to know, how did that tragedy contribute to you finding your purpose in working with the youth? Is that a good question?
Yes, that's a very good question. I actually had two unexpected tragedies. One was October of 2021. I was diagnosed with being legally blind and having what's called diabetic retinopathy, where diabetes um, basically attacked my vision and my kidneys. And then in December of that same year, just 5 days before my birthday, my son was tragically killed. And so at that time, my other children, because I was living with that son, helping him to raise his three of his five children. He had two stepchildren and three biological children, all under the age of between 12 and 4 at that time. And so when he got killed, and my vision being what it was, I was forced to give the children back to their mother and forced to relocate from Slidell, Louisiana to Dallas, Texas. Mm-hmm. And it was just the grace of God that I was brought to a community center 30 minutes across town from where I lived that I knew absolutely nothing about. And that's where my passion came, because I was able to do for those children what I wasn't no longer able to do for my personal grandchildren.
Awesome. 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 That's powerful. That's powerful. Come on. Come on. That's powerful.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. And what I heard in that also was that as you have been serving others, God had people right there waiting on you to serve you. That's what I heard.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I talk about that in the book, but I'm not going to give that out.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we just want to get them on fire. And the next question I want to send to is Pastor Kevin Thorne. Pastor Kevin Thorne. Yeah. You ready, Pastor Darlene? You going to answer the question?
Oh, he's going to ask. He's going to talk about.
Okay, so what I want to ask Pastor Thorne is, first of all, I want to say this: people need people. And she just manifested that in her message. People need people.
That's right.
And what I want to ask you, Pastor Thorne, is, I know that people get ill often. I know that. We all do. But you had a major incident. And many people don't recover from the major incident that I read about in your book. So I want you to just tell us about 3 minutes about the miracle that God manifested in your life. I know you're on fire, but you got 3 minutes. I know that. Come on, give him some energy. Wave your hand in there like you don't care. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
I am, how old am I been?
63.
I'm 63. And I had a stroke. And I never thought I would ever have a stroke, because I ate pretty healthy. And,
Talk loud.
I kind of exercised a little bit. So, having that stroke was kind of an unsuspected, I won't say blessing, but it was a shock to me, because I thought I lived a pretty healthy life, but I think some of my eating habits, perhaps, and some of my lack of exercise maybe contributed a little bit to my stroke activity. But I'm grateful to God, because I have a sufficient sufficient strength to move my limbs and activate my faith. And I have this wonderful person here to my left, which is my helpmeet. And that has really been the secret to my success is just walking this out with a person that cared enough for me to be there for me throughout all of this. I think a lot of times people go through things by themselves, and that's horrible to if you can avoid it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
amazing. That's amazing. Come on. Come on. Wave your hand in the air like you just don't care. Come on.
You are
Awesome.
amazing.
That is a beautiful testimony, and that is definitely something I picked up on in the book. And I know Darlene personally. And
Yeah.
because I do her personally, it touched me even more. And I'm
Mm.
going in. Even when I think she took you outside the first time and you was walking on your own, she had it on Facebook. I remember.
Remember that.
I got goosebumps right now, y'all, because God, he never fails.
Never.
And you said a mouthful when you said help meet. And that's right there with you. And this is why I stress as entrepreneurs, as people in general, people need people. That's my story that I'm sticking to. And Dr. Denise, do you have a question that you want to, well, let me go ahead and I'll start. I think we have time to do the next round robin. And I want to hit Pastor Darlene for right now. Pastor Darlene, Pastor Darlene, Pastor Darlene.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We know we're going to hit you with walking in your purpose.
Absolutely.
So my question to you is, it takes some people a while to discover their purpose. Tell us why you wrote chapter 6 and what your purpose really is.
You know, we wrote that chapter because we understood that every person was born on purpose with a purpose to fulfill it. Everyone.
That's huge. That's huge.
God did not create us and then try to figure out what he was going to do with us. He knew that each of us would be here on this earth, and he knew exactly what he wanted us to do. And it's our responsibility to ask him, as our divine manufacturer, what he wants us to do. And so that's what I did. I said, God, what do you want me to do? And how do you want me to fulfill my mandate here on earth? And he began to speak to me. He says, you share your story, you share your life. And as you do that, other people's lives are going to be impacted because of the example that you're setting. And I believe that's important for each and every one of us, not to belittle the things that we've experienced in our lifetime, because all of the things that we experienced from the time that we were born until the time of today, it has made us who we are. That's who we've become. And we're necessary for this earth to reach those we've been called to. Just like you, Dr. Pat, you tell us that we're supposed to walk unified, right? And everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. We're going to be able to get the job done. And that's why we wrote that chapter together, because we understood that there are people that are waiting for us and our stories.
I'm loving it. 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 Before we go to our next person, number 3, I'm going to just say, you know, I have a great love for you. And I had no idea when Paula called me that you was in this book, or I didn't know who was in the book. I didn't care who was in the book at the time. I didn't even know. I just know that Paula reached out to me and we ended up having a conversation. And I definitely want to say kudos to you, Paula, because that was a divine connection. And then as we kept talking, and I want y'all to know what y'all got on who y'all have on y'all team. She was committed to the call. And I love the fact, Paula, that you are a communicator. Communication is a two-way street. And when people text us, sometimes I've had people tell me, oh, I didn't know I needed to respond. Well, when you reached out to me, you wanted me to respond. So I want to give you kudos, because a lot of times we ruin good relationships for the lack of commitment. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we're going to go ahead. Dr. Denise, would you like to ask the next question? Are you ready?
Absolutely. My name is Dr. Denise Turner, and I'm a mental health strategist with a focus in trauma. And I am so glad to meet you all today. Let me just say, you all almost have me in tears. Not so much of what you've been through, but the power of God's grace that got you through and is taking you through. So I just want to ask about the chapter Virtual Granny. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what stood out to me was that you wrote 2 chapters. So can you tell me about the turning point in your life that contributed to this title, Virtual Granny?
Okay.
Awesome.
Ooh, that
Whoop.
really came, like I said, this is Joliean speaking. That really came for me when I had to give my grandbabies back to their mother because my son had gotten killed, and my children insisted that I couldn't live in the part of Louisiana that I was from because of it being swampy and things like that because of my vision. So I had to relocate to Dallas, and I had to give the children back. And I went through a period of time and still am experiencing a period of time where I have very limited um, contact with my grandchildren. And I was just really, I was like, Lord, this is too much. I'm losing my sight. I've lost my home. I lost my son. And now the one thing that really brought me joy was my grandchildren. And now I'm losing communication with them. And the Lord gave me the idea. He said, you can still be the grandmother to them that you were when they were in the home with you, because I sat daily teaching them their ABCs, their 1, 2, 3s, their colors, how to garden, how to do crafts. I taught them all those things, at the table, taught them how to pray, taught them how to sing. I was teaching ballet to one of my granddaughters that was really gifted in that area. And it just broke me when, I gave them back and I was going months without hearing from them. And so the Lord just told me, he said, well, you can be the same grandmother to them, just virtually. And my grandbabies call me Granny.
Awesome. Come on.
And so
awesome.
I got on social media and on not really Facebook, but text messages and social media. And now I'm a TikTok children's influencer.
Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Did y'all hear what she just said? She just said earlier, she said she was limited in her sight. And I am a visibility strategist. And I work me some social media. That's how I'm able to host these events for the last 10 years. She has limited sight. And I hear entrepreneurs a lot that says, I don't have time. I'm not even going to elaborate on that no more, because she has already proven that if she can do it, you can do it. It's all about commitment. Come on. Give us some energy. Come on. Awesome. Thank you so much for that encouragement. And Pastor Denise, I'm sorry, Dr. Denise, would you like to move forward in the next question? You got a question you might want to ask?
Yes, I want to speak with Ms. Paula. And I understand from the book that you were adopted. Can you tell us the challenges that you went through with that adoption and how you overcame those challenges?
Okay, so for me, I'm gonna have to compare myself to my sister a little bit. She was 2 years older, and we both knew we were adopted at a young age. She took it harder. She always felt like something was missing. And her whole life she was looking for her parents. In fact, just recently she found her biological sister. We are not blood related. We had different biological mothers, but myself, I don't know, I just always accepted it. I always felt like I was kind of chosen, no pun intended, God has chosen us, but my parents also chose me, and I thought that was wonderful. It never really bothered me. People like, why don't you look for your real mother? I'm like, I've got God. I had the two parents that I grew up with that raised me. I mean, yeah, I would love to know who my real family is, but I just have the kind of life, like if it's meant to be, I need to leave it alone. God will just make it happen. They'll be my next door neighbor. They'll be my boss. They'll be a boss's friend. It'll just come. I don't need to search for it. I am who I am, because of how I was raised, and as I got older and, my parents passed away, I am who I am because of God and where he's bringing me. So yeah, it wasn't too much of a challenge for me. It was more of a challenge for my sister. That answered your question. Thank you.
Awesome. Great answer. Awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask you another question because I know you wrote 2 chapters as well. So since you're on 5, I'm going to go ahead and let you burn. I'm going to keep you in the hot seat. I would like to know from you in your chapter, who would have thought? Many truths, my question is, stay with me. Many truths are told in a joke. And I hope you know where I'm talking about. And even though this is a humorous question, can you tell us, this is humorous, so I'm letting everybody know it's a little bit of humor in that. And I want her to tell us how one of her jokes landed her in jail. It's a joke, but she gonna clear it up. You didn't know that was coming, did you? I did 29 years in law enforcement. I was in jail too. That's why it stood out to me. So tell them what happened.
So I wound up working in a prison for 22 years as a dispatcher. And, a couple things are funny about that. I used to be supposedly the bright one in class. Everybody cheated off of me. They cheated off my papers and things like that. I just studied. I wasn't like a grade A student. I just did what I had to do. So oddly enough, years later, half the people that cheated off my papers wound up working at the jail with me.
Wow.
Yeah, we wound up working together for quite a few years. A lot of the guys that cheated off my papers wound up working with me. I actually worked for one of their dads. One of them actually wound up in my department. And I wound up helping him even at the jail. I'd have to help him write his papers and do that kind of stuff. So it was kind of like a big joke. I'm like, yeah, y'all cheated off me and we wound up in jail.
Yep.
That's my big
amazing
joke. Who would have thought? Like I said, I was shy. So nobody would have thought I'd wind up in an all-male prison, mind you. Mine was an all-male prison. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. And yes, I could definitely relate to that. Males, females, all of that. Yes. And I just wanted to throw that in there for a bit of humor. Good story. Okay. Dr. Denise, do you have any questions you'd like to ask our next panelist? Author?
Yes, I want to speak with Tiffany Henderson-Brown. Can you tell us what inspired you to write the story, All Hope Is Not Lost?
Yes, absolutely. Again, thank you for having us on your show. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in. If you did read a piece of my chapter, I had a stroke at a young age. I'll even tell you, it's 35. So at 35 years old, to have a stroke and there was no symptoms. So just like Ms. Joliean said, I'm not gonna give you too much, but to have a stroke at a young age with no symptoms is pretty scary. And of course, why keep going? Well, that's what I thought. Why keep going? Why keep fighting? You had a stroke, it's over. But I kept fighting, and that gave me hope to keep going. So when I met Dr. Judy, which I just met her in July, it's a little secret. I just recently met her in July. And when I had the opportunity not only to meet her, but also to have a part in this anthology, I knew it was nothing but God, because she didn't know that I had a stroke as well and the outcome that it had on me. So.
Wow. That's awesome. That's amazing. Unbelievable. God is so good. I'm just really enjoying this so much. And I'm just so grateful to have all of you again today. And right now we're going to take a little commercial break, give y'all time to breathe because we're not through with you yet. So with that, we're going to go right into our little commercial. Hi, I'm Dr. Patricia Rogers, visibility strategist, and I am the CEO of Unity in Service. Unity in Service provides a virtual speaking platform so that entrepreneurs can speak about your product, promote your product and services, increase your leads so that you can get more clients. Unity in Service takes pride, and we make sure that our attendees will walk away with emails so that you can follow up with those who you will meet in the 4 sessions of the breakout groups. So we're looking forward to having a great time. We will have an event vocalist, Mr. James O'Connor. Some of you may know him, some of you may not, but all of you would know him if you show up for this event. And we're going to have a couple of games. So we're actually taking the year out. We're going to close the year out with a bang. We have expert panelists who will be responding to questions that they have about how they have succeeded in their businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, don't miss this event. We would love for you to join us and celebrate this moment with us because we've achieved our goal for 2023. This will be our final of 6 virtual events. And for that, I'm grateful. So with that, we invite you to click the link below this video. That would be newconnections.eventbrite.com, newconnections.eventbrite.com. Secure your seat. This is a holiday special for only $10. And we look forward to seeing you on the platform on December the 8th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, I'm Dr. Patricia Rogers, visibility strategist, and I am the CEO of Unity in Service, where people need people. Come on, wave your hand in the air like you just don't care. Come on. That's what all of us do, serve. We serve people, and that's our calling. So we're going to go ahead and go to our next question, and I'm going to address Miss Tiffany Henderson-Brown. Are you ready? My question to you is, I found your pandemic experience interesting. Can you share a little bit of it with our audience? You got 3 minutes.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be more than happy to share. Even though we all are spiritual, I like to also acknowledge that we do have flesh. So going through my pandemic, or not my pandemic, going through the pandemic and also going through experiencing a stroke, I turned to alcohol. I isolated myself and I started drinking because I didn't think there was nobody else in the world that experienced something like what I was experiencing. Not knowing that, well, now I know that wasn't the answer. And I'm so thankful to God that I found out that was not the answer. Because if I would have indulged in that behavior and if I would have stayed there, I would not be a best-selling author as of right now. Was that under 3 minutes?
Wow. She said it short, sweet, and got right to the point. And go ahead, Dr. Denise, would you like to ask the question to one of our panelists? And first, before you go there, I want to say, honey, you're never alone. You are not alone because I've been down that road. And I tell you, God is a deliverer. And I tell him, thank you. And people want to know why I run like I do. Because it was a chance in my life. Well, that wasn't an opportunity, but there was a time in my life that had I stayed in that condition that I was in, that I would not be talking to you all today because I'd probably be 6 feet under or in a mental institution or in jail. So when y'all want to know where that lady get her energy from, God showed me what my gifts was when he delivered me. And then I know I'm representing him because he has everything that I need. And that's enough. That's my story. And you can wave your hand in the air because I really don't care what people think. So I appreciate you for sharing that part of your story. And that's why we asked the question. Take it away, Dr. Denise.
I want to go to Ms. Natasha Giddings. Your chapter of being chosen resonated with me because I feel that I'm chosen too. But can you expound on what it means to you to be chosen?
Awesome.
First and foremost, thank you for having me, and what it means to be chosen. I mean, God has definitely given me a divine assignment, and through my accident, you'll find out reading my chapter that it was sorry, it just brings back emotion just thinking about just how good God has been to me.
Absolutely.
To have spared my life after a plane crash. It's so something that doesn't happen every day, and he can still show up and do what we believe is impossible, but show us that it is possible. Is how I know that I'm chosen, because I'm above ground and not 6 feet under, and I thank God for that.
Woo, come on. That's hot. That's powerful. Come on, come on, come on, come on. So we want our readers to check out that chapter because she definitely had an experience, one that we don't experience every day. And sometimes when we experience it, people do experience it, they don't live to tell the story. Y'all get this book. Activate your faith. Take it away, Dr. Denise.
I want to stick with you, Ms. Natasha, because I like the chapter, your generational habits. And we hear a lot about generational curses. And we know that a lot of things are passed down from one generation to another. Can you tell us what generational habits needed to be changed in your life and in your subsequent generations' lives?
Awesome.
Yeah, so the generational habits that needed to be changed for certain was I'd say specifically is just the upbringing of my children, and recognizing first and foremost what those curses were, what were the very things that we believed to be normal that really wasn't. And once I became aware, being intentional to accept the help and guidance from God to really know how to navigate, to break the habits going forward for my children, setting that foundation. So God is good, just so that my boys will have a fighting chance.
Awesome. Come on. Come on. I love it. I love it. I love it. And that's one thing I can say about life and about humans. We can always change if we want to. And I always say that people do not fail in life because of a lack of desire. They fail in life because of a lack of commitment to focus on whatever it is that we desire. That's my story I'm sticking to. And it comes to me first. How about that? So we are coming up at the end. And of course, we're going to say the best for last. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know who the best is and the last is, right? How many of y'all know who the best going to be and the last going to be? Come on, come on, come on, Dr. Judy. Come on, come on. So I'm going to address Dr. Judy with a couple of questions. In the face of grim prognosis, I love that chapter. And I know you've tapped on some. Can you share about how a split second changed everything in your life?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Patricia. First of all, let me make it very clear that there are two young ladies, Tiffany and Natasha, that when I am having a moment, they finish my
I don't know why you're not coming through. They finish your, and then somehow happened to our sound, but this is technology. Just go ahead and repeat that for us.
They finish my statements, and God sent them to me. Now, the question you asked me again, please, Dr. Patricia.
Yes, I was reading something about that. Everybody's aware of it. I thought it was very interesting to share a little bit about that. Split second was about the hurricane.
Yes, it was.
You had quite a few in there, but I won't talk about the hurricane.
Yes.
Everybody know about that.
That hurricane. Now, it started with me with Hurricane Katrina, and we were in a shotgun house with 10 of us. In that split second, when my young son-in-law was trying to get us out to high ground, and that door opened, and that
Repeat that last part. Repeat that when the door opened, technology.
When that door opened, the wind tried to pull him out. But God said, this young man has more to do for me. And from that moment, this was before I had the stroke, I knew then that there was still a lot for me to do. God was preparing me, y'all, preparing me. And we made it with one room left in the house. All the rest of the house was gone. That one room, which was the original of the house.
Awesome. Wow. So that's a testimony.
God, yeah. But God. And right now, everyone on this panel,
right now, everyone on this panel, could you repeat that, please?
Look, if God has shown you, don't take it for granted, because we are all here by choice, okay? We're not here by chance. We're here by choice. And Dr. Rogers, Dr. Patricia, thank you. Thank you, because I want everybody to know that I won't remember what was said 2 minutes. I don't remember what I write 2 minutes after, but God has surrounded me with overcomers who can say, look, Dr. Judy, this is where you were. Let's take it from there. You see, that's all of us. We all are one. And when we realize that, when we realize it really,
that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, Dr. Judy. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. Wave your hand in there like you just don't care. Come on. Come on. Come on. That is so, so, so powerful. You know, what she just said. And I want to say to the listening audience, she just said that she can't remember what she write from 1 minute to the next, and she just said that. But I want you all to know, when you invest in this book, Dr. Judy didn't just write one chapter. She didn't even just write 2. It didn't stop at 3. And I call that, and there's more to come. And I call that the anointing of God. That's powerful. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And my last question to you, Dr. Judy. I know we having a little bit of technical problem, so if I tell you to repeat it, just repeat it. But I see you on TikTok. If y'all ain't using these social media platforms, 4.5 billion users, 15 different platforms per se. And if you're not getting your information out there on some of these platforms, you don't know what you're missing because people are everywhere waiting to be served. And I've seen Dr. Judy. Dr. Judy, I want to ask you a question. This is the last question. Tell our listening audience and the people on this platform, because they probably don't even know themselves, some of them. Tell us about how TikTok has played a major role in your life as well as your recovery. Whoop, whoop. Come on, y'all.
The young people on TikTok took me to the shade room where 4.5 million people followed me. That was my first experience on TikTok.
Wave your hand in the air like you just don't care. Come on, come on, come on.
It wasn't easy, Doctor. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. Don't wait for easy. But necessary.
That's huge. That's huge. That's huge. That's huge. Oh wow! I didn't even know that you had that many followers. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are with a celebrity today. Come on, wave your hand in the air like you just don't care. We got our own celebrity TikToker. How about that? And she is from God. She is definitely by divine purpose. And these are the people we want to connect with. I'm so excited for this interview today. I'm so blessed. My heart is just overwhelmed. And I'm so grateful that I had this opportunity because I said yes to the call, had no idea who all the people were involved to find out that some of them are longtime friends. With that, Paula, again, I have to give you kudos. Wave your hand in the air like you just don't care. Let's give us some kudos because that was a divine connection. And definitely we want to wave our hands and give God all the credit. We take no credit for anything that he does. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask each one of you to close with an affirmation, a short affirmation. And I'll give mine last. To leave with our listening audience that carries you through your day. A short affirmation. And we're going to start with Dr. Judy.
Live life to the fullest.
Live life to the fullest. Awesome. Thank you. Paula?
Oh, wait. I gotta think. Oh, my goodness.
Tiffany? We'll come back. Tiffany?
Mine is also scripture, but he who started a good work will complete it.
He who started a good work in you will complete it. That's real. And that's scripture. Awesome. We're going to go to Pastor Kevin. An affirmation, a short affirmation that you like to leave with our viewers.
I thank God for every day I get to see and for living with my lovely wife.
Come on. Awesome. Next, we're going to call on Natasha. A quick affirmation.
Yes, ma'am. You don't know that God is all you need until God is all you have.
Ooh, that's hot. That's powerful. Awesome. Miss Joliean, do you have an affirmation to leave with our viewers? You're on mute.
My affirmation is don't be afraid to walk by faith because you may not always have sight.
Ooh, come on. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. Paula, are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. God's got you, or God's got me. I lack nothing. I have benefits. And those are from the wise words of Dr. Felix Anderson. So God's got you. You lack nothing. You have benefits. And I'm saying it for me too. Thank you. And thank you for having us.
Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. And we're going to go to Dr. Pastor Darlene. You all the above. I just did 2 more titles.
That's all right. I'll take them all. I'll take them all. You are enough.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And then we're going to ask Dr. Denise, do you have a short affirmation you'd like to share? And then I'll go and we'll close the platform.
Absolutely. I just have to say that God will always be with us. He has promised that he will be with us in our time of need. That's mine.
Awesome. Awesome. And I'm sure we can all relate to that, as we've heard so many wonderful stories today of resilience, stories of perseverance, stories definitely activating your faith. And I want to say thank you all again. And in my closing, as we end this broadcast, I would like to leave with you and our listening audience. You cannot have success without sacrifice. I'm Dr. Patricia Rogers, visibility strategist, and I am the CEO of Unity in Service, where people need people. Wave your hand in the air like you just don't care.
Yeah.